everyone, I'm Deb and this is DB Designs and Sewing Australia. Welcome to my existing subscribers and welcome to anyone who's new. I hope you'll like and subscribe and continue to join me. Today we're going to go through the Tessuti Robe. Try and get that not to shine too much on the screen. Anybody who hasn't used Tessuti patterns before, it actually comes with this lovely booklet. So you get the pattern pieces and you get a booklet with photos showing you how to create the garment. I've got a few different Tessuti patterns. Very easy to follow because it's a robe. Now originally, I had already previously made 5 of these because I made one for each of my sisters and one for myself. So we could wear them on sisters' weekends away. And I made everyone a size 3, thinking that it wouldn't matter because it goes from 0, 1, 2, 3. Because I thought, oh, it wouldn't matter that it's really quite big because it's a robe. But it did matter because the armholes came way too far around to the front, so it could have wrapped around me twice. So this time I made a size 1 and I'm very, very pleased with the sizing. Now this is the one I did with the double piping. I will insert photos all the way through. And what I mean by double piping is I had purple piping and pink piping. And you can see there where I've joined them. Now, when I went to start it, the first thing I did was the piping and decided that there's no way I would be able to control 2 pieces of piping at once without stitching them together. So I stitched them all together. This is just some leftover I've got. Stitched them together so that I'd only have to control 1 piece, and still wasn't terribly easy, but it wasn't really difficult like it would have been if I used the 2 separate pieces of piping together. So really happy with the result. All French seamed, so fully French seamed, nothing exposed. The only thing I've got that's exposed, well, not really exposed, but overlocked or serged, is the sleeve cuff. In hindsight, next time, if I was going to do piping on a robe, I would use the same method as I did with the front band. So with the front band, I actually sewed the piping onto the robe, so the full length all the way around. And then I sewed the wrong side onto the back there. You can see that there. So I actually just stitched that onto the robe. And then for the front, I turned that under, pressed it, pushed it up right against the piping, using a zipper foot, of course, and stitched it down that way. So it has got top stitching on it in several places, but you can't really tell because the top stitching is in probably what I'd call a calico colour. So not white, but not yellow, and not cream, but that calico natural colour, I guess it is called. The first thing I made when I made it was the pockets. And so here's the pockets. Does get a little bit bulky when you've got to sew over the piping, I must say. So that's the only place, and the cuffs of the sleeves. So with the cuffs, because I was doing French seams, that is actually very bulky to sew over. And so rather than sewing on the very outside edge, because the seam line's actually here and not up here where I would have had it, I wanted to not sew it where the piping would have been 4 times. So I did a bit of a bigger seam at that edge there. You can see that seam is quite big. Not that it makes any difference to a robe, and I could always stitch it down if I wanted to, but it's very comfortable to wear, lovely to wear, and it's actually warmer than I thought it would be. Still wouldn't necessarily wear it as a winter robe, not in Melbourne anyway, unless your house was overly heated, but really, really happy with the outcome. Beautiful fabric. The fabric frays quite a bit, so just like linen does, and this is a linen blend, and it actually came from the March Bespoke Box from the Dahlia Sewciety, and I think it was called Empress. It was like Empress of India, and it's just absolutely beautiful. I love it, and I couldn't decide what I was going to make with it, and after I'd made my Carolyn pajamas, I decided that I was going to have some better pajamas, nicer things to put on, like when you get home from work. So when I take my uniform off. But maybe I can wear something handmade every day anyway. So really, really happy with this robe. It's really, really nice. Now the other thing that I'm up to is making the Tommie skirt by Style Arc. So I've got the 2 front panels done, and now I'm up to sewing. See, there's that. And so I did take most people's advice, which was to find some matching thread, and the thread I found it's just a normal polycotton Gutermann, but I bought 2 reels and I've been using 2 strands together for the top, so it's actually a fabulous match. You look, it's a really, really good match, so pretty happy with that. And people said the same thing that I was thinking, which was if you do top stitching in a different color or a very contrasting color, it may limit what you wear on the top half of the on the top half when you're wearing the skirt. So although we do wear jeans that have all got, you know, that goldy coloured top stitching thread and don't really worry what we wear with them, but this is already a colour and not denim, not blue denim. So, and I made the pocket bags out of some check gingham that I had. I'll also be facing the inside of the waistband with that as well. So that will just be a little pop of colour on the inside. So that's where I'm up to with those. Not much else this week. Been off minding babies and all those sorts of grandparenting things. I also, so this week I hope to get my Tommie skirt finished and my Friday Pattern Company patina blouse finished, and in fact a very similar colour to what the girl in the photo is wearing. That's this, but it has that sort of animal print embossed on it. It's actually really nice fabric, but I can see when I have it in its cut and ready box, it's getting very, very creased up. So some things, the creases do come out easily when they get on your body because a bit of body warmth will pull those creases out, but I will have to wait and see with those ones. The other thing I'm doing is waiting on an order of, hopefully it's hot pink washed linen in quite a heavy weight, and also I'm expecting my bespoke box from the Dahlia Sewciety, so we'll do an unboxing during the week with that, maybe I'll wear my robe to change out of my uniform. And yeah, so that's really all I have been doing with sewing this week. I really need to clean my sewing room. I can see there's just threads, and just before I found a pin in my walk-in wardrobe. I don't know how that got in there, but as you will all know, there's pins all over the house. So that's what I've been doing this week. One other thing I did forget to tell you what I'm wearing today. I'm wearing my mauve lavender colour Vera top and Lander pants. Now these Lander pants are really quite big. That's why I've got the top tucked in. I'm really not channeling my husband, who tucks everything in. Wind cheaters, everything. But you can see that this fabric, it's really started to go a little bit pilly. We always go pilly on the boobs and under the arms. So I really love this fabric. And I'm going to leave my pants this big at least until after we've been to Tasmania, because I've got long thermal underwear. And I thought, if I wear Lander pants, which all of them are probably this big and can all tuck stuff into it, but if I wear Lander pants, I know that all of my long underwear will fit under it. So that will be handy because it's going to be freezing. And I love Lander pants. These are, even though they look a little bit summery, they're actually blue and white stripe, but they're very, very thick, very heavy fabric, and so really, really comfortable to wear. That was just a last minute thing because I forgot to tell you what I was wearing. And I'll see you all probably during the week if my deliveries come. Who knows? It's Australia Post. So talk to you all then. Bye.